All right, good morning, good morning, good morning. Just sitting down, so let's go ahead and get into it. I'm also about to eat, so my mic on my camera on. Do not disturb. Just a moment. All right, so let's see what we got here for today. I'm just sitting down, so I want to see what the market is giving us already. So that 4-hour initial stop loss was broken. Not yet. That liquidity was taken. Okay. Let's see. Hopefully my audio doesn't sound bad. So right now my headphones, it sounds disgusting. I need to fix that upgrade thing. I'll do that later on after the trade. I'll do it later. All right, so we got that. Let's look at here. Got that pushed down off there. Okay, so we're here now. So like I say, I'm just getting to the chart. So we had that markup that I showed that video from yesterday. And this is basically that markup here. This 4-hour initial stop loss is being broken. So we got 15 minutes left to that candle closes. So I might just wait till that candle closes to see how this 4-hour will close and see if it breaks that to continue to the downside. We'll see. Let me give it some time. Okay. Letting this load up right now. So just waiting for pan out. Okay. Got liquidity there. 15. That's expansion up. I'm gonna tell you now too, when it comes to taking trades, TradingView is trash. Like, just mark up and then you either use NinjaTrader or TraderVate to actually place your trade, so you can see actual price action and not just the delay, that little 5-second, 10-second delay on TradingView. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. It's really hit or miss. Especially last week was terrible when it comes to the lag. So right now, I was watching as I was driving, and I was seeing it push down. And I like this one right here too. You had that inversion right there. They popped in there, and then it just pushed to the downside this morning. And just expanded right off of that. So just see how this is going to play out. Well, let's push back up. Potential push back up. Like I said too, right now I'm just getting to the computer, so just trying to get my mind wrapped around what's transpired already. So let's see. Where did TradingView tripping? Tripping for sure. Okay, so expansion to the downside. This was the weekly or daily, weekly wick midpoint. We broke below that. Let's look at that real fast. Pushing down into this wick right here. Just see how price plays inside of this area. Daily. This candle hasn't closed yet. See, it can be an inversion, but it hasn't closed yet. So until then, we're not counting this as that inversion. Okay. Just going through time frames right now. Getting reacquainted. So boom, I see you right here, right off the bat. The midpoint of this wick here. On the 4 hour. Yep, pushing right off of that. You getting this inversion on the 15-minute. Possibly. If this candle closes. Okay, so we got that. We have this expansion, this consolidation here, and this expansion down. So price can possibly come back to this consolidation here. And either we're gonna break back above this, continue to the upside, We can come back here and punch back to the downside, but this is already a big drop since this morning. All right, let's see. Since this morning, 400-point drop. So already realizing that we have all this volume in the market, you want to be super aggressive. So let's go down. Now we got this expansion. Let's go down 5 minute. And that is one thing you don't want to do is just get out of traffic and jump straight on the chart. Man, have your mind everywhere. You really, anytime you get on the chart, make sure you take that little mental break before you get on there. Like, just even if you're at work and you're on break, like, just don't jump on right away. Give yourself a couple of minutes to kind of just regroup, then look for something. Because a lot of times when you just jump on and look for something, you're going to be antsy to take something. You don't want that. Like right now, I feel like I'm missing out because I just sat down and got to the chart. And I'm like, oh, look at this push, look at this, look at that. But no, it's got all week. But that's just true emotion of how you feel when you sit down. So seeing this, I'm like, okay, so we got that push up here, this expansion here. So what I want to do, since we had that expansion on that 15 and 5, we may get that pull back because this 15 minute needs to close. Yeah, we got this expansion here. This candle needs to close, and this will cause that inversion here. And then from there, we can get that potential pullback. So on a lower time frame, we can look for that pullback for that continuation. Let's see if we can get that. So we'll go 5 and see how we can put that together. So just from even it pulling back, if it did pull back, it can come to at least here on a 5 minute. Come back there. This is 15. So yeah, we got last week's low here, last week's high there. This is the daily wick midpoint or weekly. So this is weekly, and then this is weekly as well. So just a refresher, those two midpoints are this one, which is really key because it's off of a key swing point after this break that we could punch down to at some point in time off of this if it wants to. But just looking at what's transpiring right now, we got that weekly midpoint here. Yeah, let me put that back on. Make sure it's on 4 hour. Be an inversion anyway, but alright, so now we got that expansion up. And this is a tricky spot here because you got all of this back and forth here. So let's say it's hard for you to kind of spot which consolidation you want to use. Like I love midpoints of wick, so let me look at this one. Yep, so I'll use this as a key area. that we could likely come to and then retest off of. Now, I'm not super heavy on it, but I can use that as a confluence. So I'll kind of fade it out to where I can barely see it. Then I'll say like 5-minute midpoint. Because it's not something I'm like, I gotta use. It's just helping me identify certain things. And that would be that we had this break of it there. And right after we had this break, we had that immediate consolidation right here. So that if I use consolidation, it'd be this one. Kind of like that. And then if you look right here, we retested that consolidation there and there and there. So bingo. So I can use this as a key reference if I want to, but it'll just be for that pullback if possible. Like I'm not banking on it. Yeah, because even with this consolidation here, we could use this to that. Just kind of looking at it. And with consolidation, this is all I'm doing. Really just kind of eyeballing where is key consolidation. If I need to get rid of it or hide it, I will. That way I don't see it. Doesn't interfere with my analysis. So 5-minute parallel channel. This would be 5 minutes. Okay. Let's see how price wants to act up in here. So either you're looking for this retracement back down off of this because of that 15-minute that needs to pull back, possibly after this inversion is created. We got 2 minutes left. This candle can close, and either we can get that continuation up to this consolidation here, or we can get that push back down. And then you can see on that 15-minute, it's more likely to continue pushing up because we have this area here, but we do have this 15-minute that we just kind of fell into right here. Well, almost. So if I look at this on a lower time frame, like a 5-minute, let's see where that's sitting at. Okay. So it can likely leave this swing high here, push down, and then push up, taking out that swing high, falling into this imbalance. That's what we're looking at so far. And remember, it's about putting yourself in the best position. It's not about being right or wrong. Which is this? Okay, this is that. Which one is that one? It's the 1 hour. Oh, 4 hour. Whenever you want to be organized. This is what I'm seeing. Got 2 key consolidations here. Pulling off of one right now. We bottomed off of one. We broke it below it like we wanted to go lower, and we came back above, had that inversion here, confirmation here. Second one basically here, and then now we're just sitting in this area right here. And as we see, price is steady pushing to the upside. So now I can go here and look if this is gonna be a continuation on the 1 minute. And now that I got a footing on what I'm looking for, I can either keep it like this, or I can hide everything and just look at the price action that I have right now that I can use, which would be this, because I know the area that it's at. So I just focus on, let's say I'm like, oh, I want to focus on 15 and 5 minute only. That way I don't have everything just throwing me off. Especially if you focus on the key area, because now we have this consolidation here. So put myself on mute. Let me eat real fast while that's playing out. Kind of just watch it. All right, so now if this small expansion down is 1 minute, price just in his range, not really doing anything. What is price trying to do? Man, that push up was clean too. You had this push up, push down, inversion, confirmations above consolidation, a continuation, more consolidation, push up above the consolidation, retest off of it, continuation up. Yeah. Because the question is now, is price stalling off, or is it forming to continue that push up? Look at all those rejections. Look at that huge rejection off the 3 minute. Yeah, we rejected right off of that SIBI. But this next 15-minute candle can just make this confirmation here, and then we can fall inside of that and then get that continuation push up, taking out this swing high. So it's just like, do you take something right now in this candle? Because this candle is part of the swing point, possibly. So if this candle closes like this with this potential swing high, that next candle is either going to stay below it or go above it. So then you can use this candle's here and this candle's midpoint and see how price reacts at the midpoint of the wick, or how far do we retrace inside of this wick. Or does this candle right now go down and close this imbalance here? And then from this close, how does it act at this inversion? Because now this is an inversion. What color was blue? So we got this inversion. Now we gotta just have patience. Wait for the right opportunity. Are we looking for that push back up, or it's gonna be that continuation to the downside? Because it is retracement off of this consolidation. We do have this consolidation here I'm looking at. That caught my eye just now. We had this expansion down, but right before this expansion down, we had this consolidation. It just caught my eye. So I want to go ahead and test that theory. Seeing does this consolidation line up with what I'm seeing right now, and look at that retest right off this consolidation here. So now with that, let's go ahead and drag this over. Well, no, get the name close, so I drag it over. So exactly. Look at that. What day is that? This happened August 21st or 22nd. Let me put that in there. Look how we bouncing off of this level again, and we broke below it and broke back above it. So this can be that continuation up. This could be that bounce up that we're looking about before. Just the question is if it's going to retrace that far. I want to see how it's going to retrace, but this could be that push up out of there. Right side of this here. Okay, let's monitor that. I'll be right back. Monitor that. This is key right now. I'm not going to take it. I'm not going to force myself to take it, but that is intriguing. Nonetheless, keep it right there. Right back. Okay, I'm back. Let's see. Oh yeah, so price is holding up here, man. But just wonder for how long, if it will. There's that bounce. See if that holds up. That's a 15-minute. It's pulling inside this confirmation now. So the question is this going to hold up? Remember, this is 15-minute. There's that push up. See if we can get a continuation. Keep this 1 minute imbalance open, this BISI open, and continue up and push up. See if we can break above this 5-minute consolidation. Which price gonna stall out. Looks to be getting that push up. I need to pay for this TradingView thing, but let me do it off stream. I'll do it when I get off. Okay, left that's open. Let's see if pricing come. Is it gonna tap it and continue to the upside? Come on, computer. Let's see. It's gonna come down. Take this liquidity. And then push right back up to the upside. A continuation. Yes, sir. So far, that is 50 points. Just took out this high, so that price can fall into this imbalance. And we get that push up. That could be that continuation possibly. Let's see. Now we're just playing a waiting game. See how price wants to play out. Okay, let's see how price wants to do this. Here comes that push. Let's see. Price is just sitting at the consolidation again. Back up to that level. Is if we're gonna reject off of it. So price is stalling out at this consolidation here. $30 minutes left. Let's see how price plays out at this key area. This is that 15-minute consolidation, August 22nd. We bounced off that 5-minute consolidation already. We seen it earlier. We seen this expansion up. There's that push. There's that push. That push so far is another. Now look at that here. Bingo. From there, almost 40 points taking out that high. See if we can get a small pullback. Because I'll keep playing off this level here. See if it falls back into this imbalance here. So that's this. From there to there. See if we can get back above that consolidation, or is it going to stall off here? Let's see. Getting that push back up, getting a rejection off of that imbalance. See if price holds it up. Okay, that should be that push up we need. that can hold up above that consolidation, continue that push up. But you got this small, tiny imbalance right here. See how it plays off of that. Because now you want to see just price stay held up. So, boom. Okay, it broke that level. So now this is the area where you want to see that expansion up. If that inversion doesn't, that small inversion doesn't even hold. That's why it's important to use the higher time frame, because this whole push is happening off of the 15-minute that we called earlier. We just need to see the right confirmations to give us that push up for it to hold. Right now, from where we was, that initial stop loss and this high distance consolidation is already basically 50 points. Like price wants to continue to that downside. There's that push down. Dig into that imbalance. See how it sits there, finishes off back here. Nice rejection up. See if that rejection holds. This thing want to punch to the downside. Just holding up at that level. What does price want to do? Back inside that 15-minute consolidation. Now the question is, does it want to go below it? There's that scale off. So yeah, out of all this, all you're doing is learning how to navigate. So we're able to see when it doesn't want to go up, when it looks like it wants to go back down, when it should hold, when it doesn't hold. If it does this, then it should do that. Everything is based off of flow and how you're flowing with the market because we're in sync. This one consolidation by itself helped us get in sync a lot when it came down to the rejection off of it. This 5-minute consolidation and price holding it and continuing to the downside. You had this floor that was inverted, price went back above, but this consolidation was telling us that price still didn't want to go continue up. Then we had that expansion down into this floor, which was broken as well. Off this inversion, which price closed below, and then we fell back into this 15-minute consolidation. And now we're falling into this 15-minute confirmation. So this 15-minute is used as confluence. I'm not using it as, oh, as soon as it touches the 15-minute consolidation or confirmation I'm getting in, I'm using it as a confluence. Then you got that 15-minute here. So now you ask yourself, are you looking for price to continue off of this consolidation to continue down? Look at the 15-minute. You got this candle that's going down to it, but this 15-minute candle is not closed yet until now. So now you have this 15-minute candle closed below this consolidation. This price want to have that continuation to the downside. So now with that, you see your nearest imbalance is here. that's inside of this 15-minute consolidation. So that can be that continuation to the downside. But it's based off what the market is telling you. We had that big push up I was talking about this morning, how we had ran all these points. So for me to look for a price to do something immediate right here is not likely. But 50 points, 40 points, 30 points, you can get that inside of this. So you're not focused on trying to catch moves like this. You're just trying to catch a directional bias at some point in time based on what you're seeing. So your directional bias here could have been bullish. Directional bias here could have been bearish. Directional bias below this 15-minute consolidation could be bearish. Above it can be bullish. It depends on where you're at. And that's what you want to focus on more than trying to catch this big old trade, because you don't need that. Look at the 15-minute. So you already see we can have possible expansion down. Why? Because we had that 15-minute that we're sitting inside of for this confirmation. It's the price steady pushing down. Well, where's the latest stop for this? It's going to be here, right? But also remember, right after this inversion, you had this confirmation right here. So your initial stop loss for this one will be all the way down here. Look how far price can come down. This is potentially how far price can come down before it's invalid. So now you have to ask yourself, what am I waiting for inside of here? Well, between this initial stop loss, this imbalance, and then this wick, I'll just look at the midpoint of this, the initial stop loss of here and here, and then these will be key levels that I look for on the lower time frame. And you can catch a bounce off of there or price action inside of that area, giving you a potential play, depending on what you're looking for, because you're using the 15-minute as a confluence. So now, boom. So now these are key areas. This low, which will fall into this consolidation here. And then from here, that consolidation is broken and price continues to the downside, coming to this midpoint of 23,062.75, or then we come to this low. So you got all these pit stops, but it all started from this 5-minute consolidation that we touched once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. Didn't want to break. And so now this push here that we're getting, it makes sense, because all this volume that we're getting to the downside was all clogged up here. And then if you look at the midpoint of this wick here, well, actually not that one. Let's see, is it this one? Because you're focused on the bodies of the candles of this one. So sat at it, broke it. Once we broke it here, then you can look at this one, which will be there. So 23,267.25, and then you had that continuation to the downside. And then from this consolidation, we are at 100 points. rejection off that initial stop loss. So you got this big rejection here. So follow after this big rejection and how does price react off of this rejection? Do we reject with this expansion and then pull back super hard? Or is that going to be a continuation? So you base that off how the candles are printing, how it's playing out. And then you're building a bias off of that. So there's that rejection. Here's price trying to push back up off that rejection. Remember, this is also the hour closing. So this is that expansion off of that hourly candle closing. Let that pull back down. Now, candles are starting to stall off. The push back to the downside, going towards that initial stop loss again. Huge rejection off the initial stop loss. Here's the price stalling out. We're just getting that consolidation moves. A lot of back and forth. And there's that consolidation, so we're ending an hour, so price can sit there, it can stall off, we get more expansion, maybe like 20, 35 points, 20, 30 points, a nice expansion up or down, and that can be that continuation. But you see how we rejected off that initial stop loss initially, how we bounced off of it, and that's why it's important to watch how candles print out. And I'll use limit orders sometimes every blue moon, but for the most part, I'm watching price action because I want to see how the flow is. And that rejection off there is showing me that we can have buys for a short amount of time, maybe not because we have this expansion all the way down, but that can be part of the start of a retracement. But even if it's not, you knowing that price may you had this push up here and then it stopped and then it started consolidating, that showed you that price doesn't really know what it wants to do yet. So then it'll be hands off until you really see what price wants to give you. You got 1 minute left and see how this plays out. That'll be the end of it for the stream today. Hopefully I don't run into traffic tomorrow. Traffic was bad on 1604. So hopefully I'll run into traffic tomorrow. But if not, we'll be at 8:20. If I run into traffic, it'll be as soon as I get home. There's that expansion back up. Inside of this consolidation at this 15-minute inversion. Is closed, and there's your expansion up. And see how price consolidates from there, or do you get that expansion back up? But that'll be it for the stream, man. And we back at tomorrow, my guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow.